So you've got best film editing on your Oscar ballot, but how do you even decide what good editing is? We've brought together some editing experts to get their point of view on their craft. So what is it about editing that really excites you? What does an editor do to contribute to the experience of a film?
Oh, we kind of make the movie in the editing room. People call it the final rewrite of the script. Mm-hmm. Editing is building, it's creating, it's taking every element, all the film, any sound, music, all of it, and creating a story that holds your attention and leads you along.
You've got to, first of all, assimilate all that material and go through it and try to tell the story as it was originally scripted. That's your guide to begin with. But it doesn't take long to go off script when you find that certain story points may or may not connect, or for clarity's sake, you've got to take a block of dialogue and just dump it. We're manipulating and manipulating, and it becomes a kind of magical process. And by the way, we don't do it alone. We often, hopefully we're actualizing the vision of the director, but we may come up with ideas that they never thought of, that was never intended, as we're on that journey to make this movie as great as it can be.
When you're running through thousands of feet of film, you see a blink that you love, or you see a nod, or you see one little pieces.
A moment.
A moment while you're running through these thousands of feet of film, and you remember.
I think your mind kind of works like a puzzle.
Yeah.
You're kind of a master puzzle maker or something.
Exactly.
And so you remember these pieces, and you have to, a lot of it is the construction of it and how it flows together and where your eye wants to go during the scene, like, oh, I really want to be in that person's face. Where's the close-up? And then my brain tells me I need to see their reaction shot, and then you remember that piece you saw, and and it's finding the right pieces of performances and weaving all the elements together to make it seamless.
The seamless is actually, I guess, a very good adjective, although, one can't help but react to flashy editing.
Right.
Because it's fun.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
And if
sometimes
it
it's too much
works.
fun.
And by flashy editing, you mean sort of like a lot more quick cuts.
Quick cuts or playing with time, like a Memento.
I know a lot of editors sort of pride themselves on not being noticed, but as editors, I'm sure you notice editing all the time. So what really presents itself to you as really great editing?
It's hard to decide and pick out something that's great editing, because if it's great, you don't notice it really. When a movie doesn't work, I'm in the audience sitting there looking at every frame of, I can see a piece of dirt go by, because I'm so not involved.
If you're looking at films, that are nominated, this year, and you want to decide, well, how do I tell which one is better than the other? They're all good. You might look at how many different tones are mixed together in the same film, how many different elements are mixed together. Does it have documentary style footage mixed with standard dialogue scenes mixed with action, and how are those things all working in conjunction dramatically?
If you were to sort of point out three things that a voter should be looking for when they're selecting this particular category, what should they be looking for?
First, that the movie works, that you're not out of the movie at any point. When it just flows and you're completely into it, that's number one.
And that the character relationships make sense, and people do things that are within their character, and the pacing seems right for the material in the movie.
And also that the performances are top-notch, because a lot of that is made in the editing room.
Yeah.
And all those other things don't work if you don't have a performance.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you won't believe anything. You won't believe story, you won't believe any of it unless the performance works.
Guys, thank you so much for spending some time to tell us about your craft. It's been a really fascinating conversation. And now you know a little bit more about film editing, so go to Oscar.com and fill out your My Picks game ballot, and then share your predictions with your friends.